On this episode of Winning with Wes, we're going to focus on ground strokes, which I feel are some of the most under-practiced shots in pickleball. I'm going to give you some tips and skills and drills to help you be successful with this shot. The first ground stroke practice drill we're going to work on is a simple warm-up. Now, whether you're playing singles, doubles, or mixed when you play pickleball, hitting an effective ground stroke is not only going to make you a better player, but it's going to help you hit a better serve, a better return, a better drive. So we're going to practice those ground strokes now. For the very first ground stroke drill, again, this is a warm-up. So I'm going to come back to the baseline. My partner is going to be at the baseline as well. You're going to notice that we have a series of cones on both sides of the net. Our goal ultimately is to hit a deep ground stroke. Now this is the warm-up, so we're not going to try to hit it into the deep box yet. But in the next series of drills, you're going to try to hit through this process between the cone and the baseline. So for this first drill, Daryl and I are going to just hit the ball back and forth, warming our bodies up. The goal is to hit the ball about 3/4 of the way back into this side of the net. So once you've warmed up your ground strokes, we're going to focus more now on directional hitting. So it's one thing to just hit the ball on the court, but what I really want to emphasize in this video is hitting with purpose. When I'm working on this drill in practice, getting ready for a tournament, I'm hitting with purpose. I'm picking a spot in the court and I'm hitting it over and over and over again. So for the first drill with this, Daryl and I are going to hit the ball down the line to each other. Since I'm a lefty and he's a righty, we're actually hitting both forehands back and forth. So the goal now is when we transition to this drill to hit the ball beyond the cones and in the court if possible. What I'm really going to focus on when I do this drill is stepping into my shots. Because if the ball comes at me with a lot of pace and I'm stepping to the side or back, I may pop that ball up. My goal with hitting a good ground stroke is to step forward and drive through the ball. So let's see how we do. One thing to keep in mind when you're hitting your ground stroke down the line is that after you hit it, you want to recover to the middle of the court. There's really two purposes for that. Number one, it gives you time to come back and anticipate a different shot that's hit to maybe another part of the court a bit better. But what it's also going to do is give you a little bit more room to take a full swing and hit it as opposed to being jammed. So when you're doing this drill, once you hit, make sure you shuffle back to the middle before you hit your next shot down the line. So when you're done hitting the ball down the line with your partner, next you want to focus on hitting the ball cross court. You're going to keep the same mechanics when you hit the shot. You're going to step forward, you're going to maintain good contact, and you're not going to take a huge backswing. You'll notice when Daryl and I hit our ground strokes, we're stepping forward and we're really extending our follow through. That's going to help us ensure that the ball goes deep and hopefully beyond those cones, in between the cones and the baseline. Good ball. So once you've completed that drill cross court, you would switch to the other sideline. You'd hit down the line with your partner. After a few minutes, when you're comfortable hitting the ball and feeling good with that shot, you would transition and hit cross court on the other angle. It's really important to remember that when you're doing this, Yes, I know you're trying to be aggressive and hitting the ball deep in the court, but remember, this is a cooperative hitting drill. The final ground stroke drill that you're going to work on in this episode is what we call the figure eight. So we're going to put all of your ground stroke practice together in a cooperative setting, okay, where one partner is going to be hitting cross court and the other partner is hitting down the line. So you're making a figure eight, making an 8 pattern with the ball as you're hitting it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start hitting cross court. Daryl is going to hit down the line. Then I will hit a ball cross court to the other direction. He will hit down the line, and we'll keep that process going.